How you doing, guys? Professor EDC with a review video. In this case, unfortunately, it's going to have to be a rather negative video. This is the sixth, seventh time I've recorded this video because I have been pretty harsh, and when I criticize something, my intention is to give a constructive critic. And well, I hope in this case I can accomplish that and not just be harsh on the brand. I'm talking about Boker. Love the brand, but in recent months I have received some blades that customers send for maintenance, like this one, for example. These two are mine, and other blades that have details. These three in particular are more than details. And let's start with this Congress pattern. Love how it just the simplicity, and just love a good traditional. But guess what? The spring is just wrong all over. The main blade is about the only one that you can take out easily with a pinch grip, but the rest of the blades have a tension of around 9.5. I can't even get this one and this one out without using a coin or something else to open those blades. This other blade I have to use, and they have broken, I don't know, this is the seventh take or sixth take, and they have broken my nails already. So it's kind of a pinch, and also using the nail nick and pulling really hard. This is about an 8.5 pull tension, and this has no walk and talk. The main blade does. It feels awful when opening, so well, I'm gonna have to, that I will see after maintenance. This is just how it arrived. I've been sharpening it and cleaning the blades, and the shield also came off, so I put it back on the blade with some glue, super glue. And let me see if I can. No, it's gonna break. Yeah, it's just, you can see how even this blade looks bent. I don't know if you can see, but anyways, it's just impossible, with at least with my fingernails, to get out. This one seems a bit straighter. Let's see if we're lucky. No. No. Forget it. Anyways, a wonderful pattern. And also, look at this. The spring, yeah, it's the tension is ginormous. But when we're coming to the close, it just, can you see? Anyways, walk and talk, not really that good. That's what I have. Oh, also, there's a gap between the liner and the spring, as you can see. Also between the bolster and the liner, and the gap continues throughout the whole spring, more noticeable towards the end, the other side, on the other side. So that's it for that one. Boker Schloss, Schlossberg special edition. Love this thing, love the idea of using reusing wood of a 200-year-old castle, and backlock. Just love the intention. And it just stays as an intention because, well, can you hear? Yeah, that's a backlog sticking out about half a millimeter out. Also, check out the holes for the pins. Now, we can say that this one is okay, this one is okay, but then have a look at this. And this, of course, yeah, they are working with stabilized, I assume they stabilized this 100-year-old wood or 200-year-old wood. But anyways, there's that. There are those details. And the worst part is, well, before that, have a look at how it's centered. And you can see a space, a gap between the blade and the liner. That's okay. But you can't see that same gap on the other side. So the blade is basically touching the other side, the liner. Now it doesn't get scratched because of how it's grounded, you know, like a saber grind. But have a look at this. Look at the tip from here to here. Can you notice how it seems like the steel, like the blade is warped? Well, it isn't. It's just grounded all wrong towards, well, first of all, it's grounded pretty thick behind the edge, which in a traditional, that's not ideal. And also, just this part of the blade, all the flat is ground wrong. Really, it's not symmetrical, and on top of that, towards the tip, it gets worse. Okay, so there's that. Now, the Boker Excalibur, a fantastic, really a fantastic design. I love the design. Good materials, titanium, S35 VN. An awful execution. And that's the case for the three of them. But let's check it out. First of all, it came with a tip down clip. When I approached the clip to change it, as I like to carry tip up, I noticed the hardware. And I got this feeling that, oh, this doesn't look good. And guess what? It isn't good. Cheap hardware. Now, if you know me, I have the tools, I have the experience and the care when I give maintenance to my blades or to anyone else's blade, to any customer's blades. So, it already started to strip. What does that mean? Cheap hardware. Not only that, but it came with, it looks like glue under the clip. Now, why would you need glue when you have supposedly quality hardware pinning down the clip? Not only that, but can you see that scratch in the titanium? Well, that was under the clip. It was hidden under the clip. Now, I know that when knives come from factory, they're in their boxes and they usually stay like that for days, weeks, months, even years. So, I do not think that from the distributor they moved anything, and I'm the first owner. Also, the clip doesn't move. Like for example, a wire clip that might scratch the titanium. That cannot happen with this. So this came from factory. Okay, let's go to the next thing. I finally carried it and used it. I cut a couple of oranges, and just by using it that much, the blade lost its centering. Now I approached again my knife to, try to center it. And I find out that the pivot, which uses two torque heads from both sides, the size of the torques are different. Being, I think this one 8 or 7, and this one 6. Now, that's the first time something like that has happened to me. I've never held a folder that had that kind of torques, that kind of pivot with that difference. I don't know if that's a good idea, but they sure made it hard for me to give maintenance to it. I managed to center it a bit so as to that I was able to use it, because when it lost its center, it really lost it and was touching this scale. So yeah, big problem there. And last but not least, let's look at the blade. Now, I always say that light and shadow reveal the secrets of steel, and this is the case. If you can see towards the tip, from here to the tip, I don't know if light helps me, but you can see kind of lanes, vertical lanes running across from the top to the bottom of the blade. It even the play of the lighting makes it seem like the tip is bent, and if I turn it around, it's the same feeling that the tip is bent. Yet the tip isn't bent at all. But we still have those kind of lanes running across this portion of the blade. Now, what is that? I am not sure. I can only think that perhaps when the blade was being grounded, these are mistakes. And then they were hidden or tried to hide them with the final polish. That's my explanation. Perhaps I am wrong. But there you have it. Those are the flaws I have found in these 3 wonderful knives, 3 wonderful designs, timeless designs in these 2 cases. This a modern one, but a wonderful design, great materials, poorly executed. So in this case, as a professor, as Professor EDC, I'm gonna have to flunk Boker, and that's a pity. So I do hope, and anyways, if they ever watch this, I do hope that they do take care of quality control, because what I'm seeing is not good. I will still try a few of their knives because they have good things, good designs, but again, they're failing the execution. But I have already passed on a few of their folders because of this experience. And this is not the only 3 experiences I've had with these details, and these are bigger details. I've had minor details with Boker. Anyways, there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it comes out good. I'm thinking of a constructive criticism, that's all. And also that these knives are not cheap, and we should get what we're paying for, right? Well, that's what I think. I hope to read your comments and see what you guys think. Professor EDC out.